Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A WWE champion could get suspended by Nick Aldis after a brutal spot on SmackDown. On the latest edition of Friday Night SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton defended her WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax. Towards the end of the match, Jax tried bringing a steel chair into the ring. However, Stratton countered with a dropkick to the chair, which hit the former champ's face. This chair hit Jax hard and busted her open. This could get WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton suspended on the upcoming edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Although a lot has changed under the new regime, showing blood on camera is still a sensitive topic. The company ignores blood at almost all times unless it fits a super intense story or one that blurs the lines with reality. While Jax and Stratton have their history, their storyline is not as intense as, maybe, a CM Punk vs. Drew McIntyre to have blood shown on camera. This Friday, we could see a scenario where the WWE Women's Champion gets suspended by Nick Aldis temporarily and is brought back while building towards SummerSlam. By the time we reach SummerSlam, there will ideally be a #1 contender and Money in the Bank winner in place. The Queen decided to challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41 after winning this year's Women's Royal Rumble match. The build-up to this match was quite intense. Both women got personal with each other whenever they got a chance. One particular segment went viral where Stratton and Flair both spoke about the other's love life to take personal digs. Both superstars gave it their all at WrestleMania 41, with Stratton coming out on top recently. The WWE Women's Champion revealed in an interview with Alfred Kanua that she has made her peace with Flair. They had a moment backstage in which Flair told Stratton that she was proud of her. It is yet unclear if both superstars will go on different paths or if the creative team will bring them back against each other. Following the latest edition of SmackDown, it seems Charlotte Flair will have a storyline with Alexa Bliss while the women's champ awaits her next challenger. In what could turn out to be one of the most explosive chapters in the post-WrestleMania 41 landscape, the SmackDown locker room is reportedly on high alert following a vicious and unprovoked assault by a reigning WWE champion during the May 17 edition of Friday Night SmackDown. The situation has sparked major concern from both management and fans, with SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis now rumored to be weighing the decision to take severe action, including a potential suspension of the title holder in question. While the identity of the champion was initially kept under wraps due to the graphic nature of the incident and the internal chaos it caused backstage, multiple insiders have since confirmed that the incident in question involved United States champion Logan Paul. The Maverick, who successfully retained his title at WrestleMania 41, shocked the WWE Universe on SmackDown by launching a calculated and malicious attack on a beloved veteran, Rey Mysterio. It all went down in the main event segment, which was originally advertised as a celebration of Logan Paul's victory over LA Knight and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. The segment began as a typical Logan Paul performance, brash, arrogant, and loaded with boasts about his dominance and star power. However, the tone quickly shifted when Paul unexpectedly called out Rey Mysterio, feigning respect for the WWE Hall of Famer. Rey, ever the professional, obliged and came to the ring. He praised Paul's athleticism, but reminded him that arrogance could be a wrestler's downfall. It was a short exchange, perhaps even a respectful one on the surface. But the mood turned dark within moments. As Mysterio turned to leave, Paul blindsided him with a forearm to the back of the head, knocking the veteran down before launching a barrage of punches. What followed was even more disturbing. Paul pulled a steel chair from under the ring and delivered 3 thunderous shots to Mysterio's ribs and back, leaving him writhing in pain. The show ended with trainers and officials rushing to Rey's aid, while Paul stood tall, smirking with his United States Championship hoisted high above his head. The camera panned to a visibly shocked commentary team and a horrified crowd. The WWE Universe erupted on social media within minutes. Hashtags like #SuspendLoganPaul and #JusticeForHe trended worldwide. Fans from every corner of the wrestling world called the act disgusting, cowardly, and a disgrace to championship gold. More notably, several current and former WWE stars also weighed in, including Rey's own son Dominic Mysterio, who posted a cryptic message on X, formerly Twitter. He crossed the line. Big mistake. Even LA Knight, a recent rival of Paul's, tweeted out a warning. You messed with a legend. Now you've got me to deal with. But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Nick Aldis. Though he didn't appear on screen during the segment, WWE.com published an exclusive statement early Saturday morning attributed to the SmackDown general manager. I am appalled by the actions of Logan Paul during last night's SmackDown broadcast. Rey Mysterio is a respected icon and a future Hall of Famer. What transpired in the ring was not just a lack of respect. It was an outright assault. I am currently reviewing all available footage and consulting with WWE executives. Disciplinary action is imminent. That is all I can say at this time. That last line, disciplinary action is imminent, has sent the rumor mill into overdrive. Could Aldis actually suspend Logan Paul? Would WWE be willing to risk putting the United States Championship on ice, even temporarily? And what would such a move say about the authority and integrity of the SmackDown brand under Aldis' leadership? Insiders have told us that Aldis is under immense pressure, not just from WWE higher-ups, but also from other locker room leaders, to make an example out of Logan Paul. One source, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said, "This wasn't just a wrestling spot. This was something that made everyone uncomfortable. You could feel it. It crossed a line. If Aldis lets it slide, it sets a dangerous precedent." At the same time, there's also an understanding that Logan Paul brings enormous visibility and mainstream appeal to WWE. Since his debut, Paul has attracted millions of younger viewers, massive social media engagement, and lucrative partnerships. Suspending him, even for a week, could disrupt marketing plans and title feuds that extend deep into the summer. So what are the options? Option 1, full suspension. Nick Aldis could take the nuclear route and suspend Logan Paul for a set period, perhaps 30 days. During this time, the United States Championship could either be vacated or Paul could be forced to defend it upon his return in a gauntlet-style match against multiple challengers. This route would send a loud message that no one, not even celebrities, is above the rules. Option 2, fined and public apology. A less severe option could see Paul issued a hefty fine and required to deliver a public apology to Rey Mysterio on the next episode of SmackDown. This would allow the storyline to continue while restoring a sense of justice. Mysterio could then challenge Paul for the title in a redemption arc that would captivate fans. Option 3, wrestler-initiated retribution. Aldis could also choose to let justice be served inside the ring. He could book a high-profile non-title match between Logan Paul and a furious Dominic Mysterio, LA Knight, or even a returning veteran like Carlito, giving fans the catharsis they're demanding while maintaining storyline flow. That said, Aldis' track record suggests he's not afraid to make unpopular or bold decisions if he feels they're in the brand's best interest. Since taking over as SmackDown GM, he's implemented stricter backstage policies, restructured tag divisions, and even pulled matches last minute if performers didn't meet his standards. One backstage source noted that Aldis has had multiple closed-door meetings since Friday night, and that creative has been instructed to pitch multiple versions of SmackDown for next week, one that includes Paul and one that does not. That alone suggests a suspension is still very much on the table. Meanwhile, Rey Mysterio's condition remains unclear. WWE has only stated that the veteran was taken to a medical facility for evaluation and suffered internal injuries and possible fractured ribs. No return timeline has been provided, though many believe this injury is more kayfabe than real. Still, that opens the door for a storyline revenge arc. This entire incident also raises bigger questions about WWE's relationship with crossover stars. Logan Paul is not the only celebrity to enter the ring in recent years, but he is one of the most successful. However, his lack of traditional wrestling background and his social media-fueled ego has rubbed many backstage the wrong way. If he's allowed to injure legends with no consequence, what message does that send to the rest of the roster? Former WWE champion The Miz, who once mentored Paul, also gave his thoughts during an appearance on The Bump. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Logan has potential, but he's letting it all go to his head. This business has rules. It has a code. What he did to Rey Mysterio? That's a career ender. Aldis needs to do something fast, or someone else will. The WWE Universe is now watching Nick Aldis very closely. With SmackDown's momentum peaking post-WrestleMania, a decision of this magnitude could define Aldis' tenure as GM. If he suspends Logan Paul, he'll likely be praised for upholding tradition and protecting his roster. But he'll also face backlash from Paul's massive fanbase and potential pushback from WWE's corporate sponsors. If he doesn't suspend Paul, Aldis risks looking weak and potentially alienating the very superstars he's trying to lead. There's also the possibility that this situation becomes the catalyst for a larger storyline heading into SummerSlam. What if Aldis does suspend Paul, but Paul retaliates by going rogue, showing up uninvited, causing chaos, and forcing Aldis to reinstate him to maintain control? That angle alone could blur the lines between fiction and reality in the best possible way. At this point, all eyes are on the next episode of SmackDown. Will Nick Aldis step up and make the hard call? Or will Logan Paul continue to run unchecked with championship gold around his waist? One thing's for certain, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. As we await an official decision, one thing is crystal clear. SmackDown is no longer just the blue brand. It's a powder keg ready to explode. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.